Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we're looking at a commander that caught my eye back in Bloomburrow's spoiler season, but I didn't have the time to work on it then. So now, we're returning to the land of fluffy bunnies and other cute animals to look at a deck led by Alania Divergent Storm. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Alania Divergent Storm is a 5-mana 3/5 legendary otter wizard. Whenever we cast a spell, if it's the first instant spell, the first sorcery spell, or the first otter spell other than Alania we've cast this turn, we may have target opponent draw a card. If we do, we copy that spell. We may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, so this card is worded a bit weird, but basically we can copy the first instant, sorcery, or otter we cast on each turn by allowing an opponent to draw a card. That's 3 separate triggers in case that wasn't clear. Also, a copied spell copies the entire effect. If you copy a fireball where X equals 10, the second fireball also equals 10. So if we cast a Coruscation Mage with Offspring, we wind up with 4 copies of Coruscation Mage, 2 2/2s and 2 1/1s. Now, I didn't want to go all in on the otters for this deck. Rather, I wanted to focus on some of the strongest spells in the game. Turns spells. That's right, this is an Is It Otter Turns deck. And while the deck list might not exactly be budget, there are only 5 cards in the deck over $10, and only one of those is over $15. But there are no cards in this deck worth more than $20, at least at the time of recording. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is always innovating, and recently they've unveiled their new Druidic Secrets boulders. Turn your deck box into a mystical place. These gorgeous boulders come in a variety of colors and patterns, like this sand-colored one, celebrating Sol. Make sure you continue to praise the sun and pick one up for yourself at your local game store, or order one on Amazon, link down below. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm currently streaming with my son over on Musings by Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our lands consist of Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Steam Vents, Training Center, Storm-Carved Coast, Sulphur Falls, Thundering Falls, Volatile Fjord, Molten Tributary, Ferris Lake, Cascade Bluffs, Shivan Reef, Riverglide Pathway, Frostboil Snarl, Is It Boilerworks, Riptide Laboratory, Scavenger Grounds, Myriad Landscape, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, 7 Islands, and 7 Mountains. If you're wanting to go for higher budget, you could swap out one of each basic as well as Myriad Landscape, Evolving Wilds, and Terramorphic Expanse for fetches. Scalding Tarn, Misty Rainforest, Arid Mesa, Polluted Delta, and Bloodstained Mire would be my recommendations. Our mana ramp consists of Stormcatch Mentor, Stormkiln Artist, Goblin Electromancer, Melek Reforged Researcher, Ral Monsoon Mage, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Is It Signet, Sapphire Medallion, Ruby Medallion, Mind Stone, Chromatic Lantern, Gilded Lotus, Thrawn Dynamo, and Seething Song. Got a ramp to our high-cost turn spells after all. For card advantage, we've got Daring Wave Rider, Harnesser of Storms, Thieving Otter, Thundertrap Trainer, Big Score, Archmage Emeritus, Frantic Search, Unexpected Windfall, Valakut Awakening, Factor Fiction, and Solve the Equation. A good mix of staples and thematic spells, just like you want in a commander deck. Our interaction package consists of Negate, Abrade, Counterspell, Pongify, Chaos Warp, Flame of Anor, Snap, Rapid Hybridization, Run Away Together, and Commit Memory. Flexible and wide-ranging. For board wipes, we're running Season of Weaving, Blasphemous Act, and Consuming Tide. We shouldn't have to double these board wipes, but doubling Season of Weaving is pretty amusing. The core of our deck consists of Coruscation Mage, Return the Favor, Reverberate, Narset's Reversal, Twinning Staff, Reiterate, Increasing Vengeance, Thousand Year Storm, Harmonic Prodigy, Veyron, Voice of Duality, Jin-Gitaxias, Progress Tyrant, Spark Double, Laboratory Maniac, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, Bonus Round, Mnemonic Deluge, Crackle with Power, Ral, Storm Conduit, and Mizzix Mastery. Finally, to take all the turns, we've got Nexus of Fate, Time Warp, Time Stretch, Capture of Jingzhou, Temporal Manipulation, and Beacon of Sorrows. Imagine copying those a few turns in a row. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 34 lands, 16 pieces of ramp, and 1 MDFC. 11 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds and Commit Memory, 1 Sudden I Win card in Mizzix Mastery. When choosing what turn spells I wanted in this deck, I removed any that are exiled after casting them. We want to be able to cast them, and then cast them again from our graveyard via Mizzix Mastery. Or Mnemonic Deluge. In fact, if we have 2 turn spells in the graveyard and cast Mnemonic Deluge, then use Alania or any of our other copy effects, we could take 6 turns in a row. At that point, we either draw our deck and go for a Labman or Jace win, or generate an infinite stack of copy effects to trigger either Ral, Storm Conduit to kill the table, or Stormkill an Artist to generate infinite treasures so we can cast an enormous Crackle with Power. I suppose I should explain some of the infinite Magecraft triggers in this deck. Magecraft triggers whenever we cast or copy a spell. Stormkill an Artist creates a treasure token, Archmage Emeritus draws us a card, Veyron gets bigger, and Ral, even though he doesn't have the Magecraft keyword, he still has the effect, deals damage. So we want at least one of these cards on board when we combo off. Now, all we need are 2 copy effects and a target for those effects. Yes, Alania works, but we'll want to cast a sorcery first, say Capture of Jingzhou. We can copy it with Alania if we want, it doesn't really matter for our example. Then, while holding priority, we cast a copy spell, Increasing Vengeance, Return the Favor, Reverberate, targeting that sorcery. Alania triggers copying the copy spell. Let's say it's Reiterate for this example. The newly created copy of Reiterate copies the original Reiterate, creating a new copy. The new copy targets the other copy. This creates an infinite deterministic loop. Now, the copies of the copies do not mean we take infinite turns. Once the stack resolves, we will have 3 resolved copies of Capture of Jingzhou, which means we get to take 3 more turns. But depending on which of our Magecraft triggers just happened, we either drew through our deck, made an insane amount of treasures, grew Veyron large enough that she can one-shot someone, or kill the table with Ral. I know turns aren't exactly the nicest way to win a game, but rather than just taking a bunch of turns, I wanted people to be able to close out a game. Nothing is worse in Commander than someone taking a 10-minute turn only to not win the game. Now, a deck like this is not simple. Every time you draw a new card, your strategy can shift dramatically. So I don't recommend this deck for new players. But if you've built a few decks and you understand priority and the stack a bit better now, have fun. Do you have an Alania Divergent Storm Commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Borgie, Nazwin, Konga, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Austin, William, Pye, Kazaris, Booksu, Patrick, Travis, Naffy, Sean, and Michael. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.